I stream here on lichess and Twitch, International Master Ponda, with my assistant. Just kidding. What's up, dude? Ponda is with me. I am William Pascal. You are chess players from around the world. We are going to play some 5+3 through 7+3. Casual Blitz here on lichess, the only place to play chess on the internet. Well, good morning, guys. Tough simul yesterday. It was not one of my best ones, but we strive to be better. Welcome this morning. We get started here. Let's get a warm-up game from the... Maybe play something quick like 3+2. Practice my 3+2 for the Thursday All-Star Arena. Alright, let's see here. Create a game. All these streamers. Create a game. These are my correspondents. Three plus 0, kind of quick for getting warmed up here. Here's a 4+4 rated. Sam Klein. Not rated. I'm just waking up, man. Give me a break. Rated 3-0. He's the only casual. Come on. Oh, I think I made this 2200, 1900 minimum. You can lower it down a little bit to like 1700 or something. 1650. There's a 3+2 rated. 3-0, 3-0, 3+1 rated. 3+1's not too bad. Chess 960. 3-2 casual. It's a master. Alright, VRY. Very dangerous. I like to get a little profile on my opponents. Nice, 125 games. Typical. Well, at least it's not rated. It's not rated, it's rated, in other words. But it's not. Yeah, he plays like the best possible setup. Probably won all of his games. It's lucky that it's not rated. I normally try to vet my opponents a little better. 2264 after 100 games. It's either a very strong player, probably just a very strong player, but it's odd that people are so quickly reaching 2264. Alright. Played this perfectly. No exchange there. I think that's a mistake. I can take and play. He can play f4. Maybe a little too much. Maybe I can take and play d4. That's why most times black exchanges on e4. My king side or my queen side. What do we want to give up here? The f-pawn would actually activate my rook too. Looks like it weakens my king more, but actually not that big a deal. It's like a Dutch. Just letting me. Surprising decision by black. So I can play d4, then queen b6. I guess this is good. Nobody's here? Really? Who's out there? Astrobate's not here. We would know. Gotta be very careful here. Casual and rated blitz game. My opponent only has 100 games. You don't really know what you're getting for your money with players like that here. I don't know. I should really play exclusively with But that's actually a blunder, though. I'm paranoid. Everyone's a computer. It's a normal thing today, though, to be paranoid. This player doesn't seem to be a computer, which is good. Alright, guys, who's out there? It's so weird not having Aspay here to greet me. He resigned really early in our simul game yesterday. Black didn't play well. Still not so easy. This is almost like a trap. Look at that move. Knight f6. Where did that come from? Just when you thought you were doing okay. Weird. It's like he tricked me into playing e6. Huh. Seems really like a long game now. 3+2. On Thursday's tournament, it felt like it was the shortest game in the world. I have e7 and bishop a3. I don't have my bishop there. What am I talking about? Well, let's just develop. I could have played just e7 and rook a e1. Maybe that's good. I don't know. So lonely in here. Nobody is around. Very unusual. But maybe just my chat isn't loading. Sometimes Twitch is a bit laggy. Where is everybody? Welcome everyone. Anonymous. Somebody's here. I feel better. Whew, I was worried. Like, of course, he probably shouldn't trade queens. Looking for a good exchange sacrifice here. Don't know if this is quite good enough. Probably best not to do that. Might accidentally sack the exchange if I'm not careful. Anonymous, good to see you. Anonymous, are you the former Anonymous? You're the same? The one and the same? The artist formerly known as Anonymous? Or Anonymous is different? I'm almost screwing this up. Usually I'm not paying attention when you answer in the chat, so I'm not sure I ever fully got it. You're always answering when I don't see the chat and stuff. I know that you answered the question like a week ago probably, but if I didn't read it, it doesn't help. I'm usually like looking at the board. I miss 80% of the chat. Rook e7. Almost enough to get black back into the game here. Jeez. It's got no bullet games. But quick. It wasn't necessary to sack the exchange, but I was getting a little nervous about my king side. This was a very strange game. I really should have been winning. Probably groveling for a draw here at best. Maybe not. It's better than a draw. What a win. That was awesome technique. I had him all the way. It's atrocious game by both sides, actually. Yeah, I don't like playing new anonymous accounts. Whatever. It was a warm-up game. It wasn't rated. Osmir and Baleful. So Baleful is the original anonymous. No relation to Troll in a Roll, but you also like Chess960. Alright. You were absent for a long time. Sorry to make you repeat yourself 5 times. Osmir, good to see you. Alright. Now I feel like we're getting started. I was a couple minutes late. My mouse pad is a bit strange. Alright. The symmetrical English has to go. I've mentioned this a few times. That was my tournament on Thursday in the 3+2. Every single game I played was the freaking symmetrical English. And, you know, it's what I know best, so I just couldn't bear the symmetry anymore. Well, I think you did beat me. Anonymous. I never allow the King's Indian lately, so I'm not confident in my up-to-date. My up-to-date theory, I seem to get a lot of bad positions in the King's Indian. This is a kind of new thing. H4. We faced a similar move against Castles last time, I think. I don't know. Who was it that played H4 against me? Maybe I played the other move order with castles instead of D6 now? I can't remember. But here I haven't castled yet. I feel like it's more dangerous when I've castled. What do we do with H4? I guess C5 was an idea. How can I keep myself busy? Yeah, knight A6 is a strange move in this particular position. Not really a critical test of H4. But it's a move. It's probably not that bad. When I castle, that's different. Okay, now I feel like E5 still doesn't work. We'll play this. Maybe C6, knight C7, something like that. Here, it's pretty good. I could also, well, I played D6 already, so D5 is kind of out. Strange setup for black, I know, but H4 makes bishop G4 a little bit stronger. He doesn't have the ability to play H3, so he can't deal with that in the same way he normally might. A3 is a bit of a weird move. E5, no, knight D7, passive. I guess we'll just castle. This is not a typical King's Indian. Both sides making weird moves. H4, knight A6, A3. I still don't know what to do with that H4, honestly. I mean, in 35 years of playing chess, I've never ever seen H4 against the King's Indian. Maybe I just never took it seriously when I did see it, I don't know. I have seen it against the Grunfeld lately, with some good players. I really ought to turn it into sort of Benoni, but putting my knight on A6 was actually a mistake in that sense. Now C5 will be an extra move. Very unconvincing by me. White's playing like a genius now. What's he gonna do? Castle queenside? Where did you ever come up with something like this? Yeah, well, I'm not taking. Bishop f5 is interesting. Although there you have bishop d3. Looks more like a Pierce than a King's Indian. Very strong move. Knight g5 is a classic idea. Trading your white square bishop. But hopefully in the center there's too much tension. I can win a pawn or something like that. Win his central pawn on e5. White's really taking a lot of liberties here. Reckless, playing with reckless abandon with the white pieces. International Master William Pascal, guys, thank you to the stream. Thank you for joining the stream. Quiet Monday morning. My stream times are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings at 11 a.m. CEST. Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays at 6:30 in the evening. Got a challenge from Baleful. Subscribers can challenge first. Doesn't seem like anybody's awake this morning. We get those odd days when nothing's going on. Things are very quiet around here. Alright. Yeah, I thought about this, of course. The most aggressive move possible. D takes c4 is not really attractive. This is simply like a solid move. To be safe. Take with a knight on h5. If he takes on e5, I trade queens and play knight takes g4. He takes on h5, I take with a knight. He takes on e5. That's probably his best line. Take on h5, but he has to trade queens, which isn't really what white's playing for here. It may not be that bad, though. He's some kind of endgame where he has compensation for the sacrificed pawn, I would imagine. Or is it pawns? Pawns. It's actually two pawns. So he has a combination here, which is totally possible. Knight f7. King f7. Wow, that would have been a scary move. This is what it is. On my c6 pawn, threatening other stuff too. Not nice. What? How dare you? Semi-desperation. Can try to close the lines with e4 at some point. Basically what I was thinking. Rook f6. Very unclear position. Queen c6, rook f6. I like the forcing nature of this move. Antonio, what's up? Good to see you. Started a little late. Nobody's here today. Well, I was about 8 minutes after the hour. My simul nights are always bad. So a game with you, I reviewed most of the games last night. A game with you. Well, it's an interesting line, you know. That line that you played, I had a similar game, as I mentioned during the stream, with someone. I don't remember who it was. But, But interestingly, you played a new move, actually. Kosic has played bishop takes c5 twice. There's been that move played by people. Dragon is a really good French player, so I would trust what he does. But it's funny because like your move is more natural, like taking with a knight on c5, and it seems okay. I don't know. The engine kind of thinks like if you take with the bishop on c5, white has a small edge, which is what I would think. But that was played twice. But I have to play, you know, I guess queen e2 isn't as good as just castling or whatever. Exchanging on d7. I don't really know the towers deep enough, theoretically. So I let you equalize, and then it was a pretty good game until I blundered at the end. I should have been up a pawn at the ending. All right, so it looks like f4. Wow, pretty weird move, honestly. Because now I just take on c4 and, man, I mean the b file. I guess he can play d5, but that's suicide too. And he doesn't really have any threats here. And I have all the threats on the queen side. I mean, that's the problem with casting the queen side in the King's Indian. Any kind of queen pawn game, honestly. Rook d2, I should have blockaded in the first place. I played okay. You were slightly better after 20 moves, which isn't really good for the white player. You played okay too. It was one of the better games, I think, overall, except for the ending where we both made mistakes. White's attack never really took off here. I had another French yesterday. I like the way the direction this game went. What's c3 to work? Doesn't work. It's ridiculous. Just takes with the pawn and goes king d2. Damn it. Now I have to defend. I have this move. Invasive species. The early f6. Oh, I don't know though. Yeah, maybe there's a way white can take advantage of the line with knight f4 or whatever. Am I supposed to play knight f4? I always get these positions confused. Now he's defending. Take that. Oh man, I could have taken on d4. Yeah, but then he takes on c4. So here, this doesn't look good for white. Does not look healthy. Yeah, I mean, there's a normal line with knight f4. It depends on the position. There's a couple different variations that are similar. I guess I should look at that. But I was surprised because Anonymous, not Anonymous, now I'm thinking of Anonymous. Meat Boy plays very quickly, which freaks me out. But, that's a mystery. I played bishop g5. I thought it was a good move, but it's apparently much inferior to bishop f4. I thought they were, like, comparable. Looking at it in retrospect, in that line is a huge difference. And his e5 was like never played by anybody, almost, which is like the most natural move in the world. I just assumed it must be really bad, because that's your whole plan in the French, and nobody plays that. Why? It's weird. Alright, so you had 2 Frenches yesterday. Ahmad, I don't play braided on my stream. So if you want to play, no problem. Just re-challenge me to 5+3. Casual. Whew, Acerbate, I was scared. Where were you? I want to see a note from your doctor or something. Baleful with Chess960. But Morales is a subscriber, so we'll let him play first. And I know he's always busy, so let him get back to work. Another French, maybe. We can have another, continue the discussion. I can try to improve. I like playing e4, but my knowledge is less than other first moves. I know a lot of people play this move. I don't really know the theory of this. It might transpose, though. But it's going to mess up his knight f6 line. ED, ED, what's that? ED, ED, knight f3, knight f6. Non-traditional move order. But I guess it's okay. With nothing wrong with it, of course. Am I supposed to play a different move here? Now we get to the more traditional style variation. Blobik's good game too yesterday. Apparently you had equalized, but knight e4 was fancy, was unnecessary or something like that. Unnecessary fancy move. But you know what surprised me, Blobix? Like, I really thought you were just you were totally busted. I didn't realize how badly. And then it just dawned on me after a minute or two that this is going to be really hard to win. I must have missed some clear wins. And the next thing I know, you're there with the bishop and the pawn, and my king is not safe, and you have enough compensation. It felt like, good job swindling me out of my win. But you're doing that a lot. You're always like -10, -5, no problem. You know, Blobix, do you do that in your over the board chess too? Are you good at swindling lost positions? I'm pretty good. I'm decent with swindling lost positions. Bishop e3, famous move here. I guess c3 is normal. Castled already. Was that a pre-move? Okay, I just don't know the theory well enough here. Bishop on b6. Where the hell do I put my bishop in this type of line? I mean, I know that Botvinnik did this against Boleslavsky, but that was on the previous move. And I don't really want to do it. And it's not really the best plan, even. So, I can play bishop e2, but it looks passive. a4, a5. I mean, I have Kasparov, you know, my great predecessors, where he talks about Karpov, and, you know, he gives some of the games, Morales, where Karpov really dominated in this line. But, you know, I mean, in every case, if you analyze Karpov's games in the Tarash, you're, like, beating Ullman or whatever he was beating, like, these guys. But, I mean, if you look at the games, it's like Black's always making some sort of mistakes, or just, you know, slightly mishandling, like, an ending, or... I don't think that, you know, it was like Karpov crushed people or something. You know, they just weren't as good as him, technically. The variation should be okay for black. So, for example, I don't know what I have nothing here. You know, it looks like white has nothing. But I mean, I agree with you. I think that the d5 and c5 is the best way for black to play. You know, I don't know why black would do that other stuff. It's even better than the most fundamentally correct, I would say. Even better than the Sicilian style lines with ED queen takes. I don't know why would black would play anything else. I mean, maybe to play for a win, it's not the best line, but if you want to equalize, it seems like, and have a solid position, this variation is the best. Yeah, I agree, it is the most principled. Exactly. People are way too dogmatic about being unwilling to take isolated pawns. I mean, clearly. Bishop f4, f6. You just play f6. I have nothing here. God. You might even play d4 here. I guess I could play a5. It doesn't look very convincing. You can play d4 immediately. It's ridiculous. I wish I knew what I was doing. Like, you equalize immediately. d5, d4. a5's no problem. Just take it. I don't know what I did wrong. No time to play like Karpov, though. Knight f5 is a funny move because you're moving the same piece twice. I'm trying to be efficient here. a6. I have no idea what I'm even supposed to do or where to even put my pieces anymore. This sucks. There's no activity, no plan. Now my bishop's on the wrong square, I guess. If you're gonna play like knight f5, maybe we change plans. I guess that's the answer. An answer here. I don't know what their relationship was. Complicated socio relations with all those former Soviet grandmasters, Blobiks. Everybody hates somebody. There's all this bitterness, you know, between certain factions. A lot of sort of politics and stuff like that plays into it. Karpov had a lot of enemies that didn't like him. Obviously, I assume it's kind of an insult, yeah. I don't understand the subtleties of the former Soviet chess factions very well, frankly. Knight g5, goodness. Tempted by that move. It doesn't do anything, it just plays h6. Oh. But it's still interesting, isn't it? Not enough interesting. Knight h4. It's ridiculous to call Karpov a tactician. It's like almost an absurd statement. Knight g5. I mean, he was very aware, you know, tactically. But he certainly didn't play for tactics. The way he would, like, squeeze people, it's insane. Bitterness. Just sheer bitterness. What am I doing here? Okay, I don't want him to play queen h4. Get that field or whatever. So I'm gonna do this. It's an interesting line now. It doesn't work. Yeah, I'm having very strange hallucinations. Wow, okay. This is a Karpovian tactic Dorfman would be proud of. The history of chess in the USSR. Wikipoo. Oh, come on, just re-challenge me to 3 plus 0. A lot of people maybe don't speak English, don't understand what I'm saying. But it's not enough to challenge me to 3 plus 0. You have to hallucinate as well. What am I thinking? Anyways. Good to see Wikipoo back. Yeah, I have a check, but it doesn't do anything. Loses a piece. Alright, I feel like I'm playing 3 plus 2 now. God, this is really annoying. Jeez, I don't know what to do here. No real plan to speak of. So we both fianchettoed now. Okay. Nothing happened. Both weakened our king sides. Knight 6 h7 was Korchnoi Karpov. Are you kidding me? You mean Karpov Korchnoi? That position? How does it even work? Maybe I even know that, like, subconsciously. It's possible. Look at him. He's trying to attack me and stuff. God damn it, Jerry. Speaking of tacticians, Morales is playing the French with h5. Not that position yet, thank you. I was wondering how the heck that would have worked. That's one of the games that, of course, Kasparov covers in his epic series. I'm about to lose on time. Nice. Good job, me. Stop copying my moves. Oof. Careful now. Wow. Could be dangerous. Can do that. Master had that move. I mean, basically, like, when he offered a draw, I probably should take it. I mean, it's a fair draw if I'm not really better. At that point, he's equalized with bishop f5, probably. I think this is a fair offer of a draw here. But in time pressure, we just kind of played and he made the first big mistake. Yeah, I don't know why white's better. Maybe your king's a little more exposed by f6, but it was a tough battle. What's up with the opening? Where did we leave theory here? Understand. How did we leave book? You played a new move. That's insane. There's 8 different moves here or something, and this is a novelty in this position. Knight f5. I mean, I don't see it as a bad move. I probably could have played bishop d3 right away. It's funny, but it's very strange. Castles. Oh, so my next move is rare, to go bishop e2. Bishop e2 is too early. Okay, so I'm supposed to play rook e1. It's no problem with f2. I should know that, but that's why I'm not an e4 player. I forget these things. Okay, so Akbar, please re-challenge me to 5+3. We've got challenges from Rad the Brown and Wikipoo. Rad is a subscriber. He's the only subscriber challenging me, I guess. I think so. Karpov, yeah. You could have played rook takes e1. I would have had to take queen takes e1. Okay, the end was, it should have been a draw. Although your pawns are all in the wrong color. I think once you play bishop f5, your bishop is, you know, your bishop is an active bad bishop now. If you can stick it on e4, it's going to be hard for me to deal with it without trading my bishop off for it. I think once you play bishop f5, you're more or less okay. But previously, there was interesting stuff going on. Yeah, I couldn't remember, you know, rook e1. It's counterintuitive for me to leave the f2 pawn unprotected. Not remembering theory very well. I haven't played that position in years. I don't know. Maybe ever. I don't really, you know, I never really played the Tarish with white. I don't really play e4 that much with white. I try to avoid French defense players when I do play e4. But Rather Brown's, yeah, the King's Indian attack. We've had several games now. Alright, so I tried a different system last time with like d6 and rook b8. I don't know, I'm running out of things to play against the King's Indian attack. There's no good waiting move for black in this position. That's the problem. Rook b8's bad. You just don't have a good waiting move here. Chess Kudo, welcome. Long time no see. Chess Kudo's a subscriber as well. He goes way back. I miss a lot of chat. Like, Anonymous told me who he was 5 times, and I didn't know still. So don't take it personally. We've had this already. I hate playing closed positions. Not as much in long games, but in Blitz. So I feel like there's never enough time to play the position strategically well. Actually, the French is also like that. I am getting old. We're all getting old. But I was slow in yesterday's simul. No, it depends on my day-to-day. Depends on my day-to-day condition. Maybe I'm more tired one week. This lockdown thing is finally ending where I'm at. Certainly haven't been as active as I should. I think that's affecting me. Alright, so we've got this transfer of the knight to e3 right away. Trojan-esque. This move is annoying. Though h6 seems a little slow. Yeah, I get it. I get it, actually. I have an idea. Tactics survival. It sounds like an app. Forgive me if I'm not up to date. So knight back to c2, that doesn't seem right. I was expecting knight h4. And I was actually thinking of playing d5 in the center. Knight c2, he's clearly trying to play d4. Again, f5. I mean, it's better to attack with the flank pawn. d5 was also possible. I want to beat him to the punch before he has time to play d4. My king is still here on e8, though. But this doesn't seem right. You can't go knight a3, knight c4. Knight e3, knight c2. I mean, that's crazy. To spend another tempo on knight back to c2. The knight had already reached its best position on e3. Congrats on that, chess kudo. We've got a very strong challenger at Wikipoo. And Baleful, waiting to play chess 960. Okay, so this is not a no-brainer. A lot of times in the Botvinnik style structures, you should take with a piece. It's a tricky situation, though. Always to think about which way to recapture. I prefer to play with this deformed sort of pawn smile. The pawn smile is when it's like this. My smile is pushed up to e5, but I like to have the pawns in the center, of course. Always safer to take with the pieces and make less pawn moves. More conservative, I should say. If that inherently makes it safer. I guess we should just calculate gf, d4, cd, cd, e4, knight, h4. It just looks like a pretty normal position. You can take with the knight or the bishop as well. Knight takes, keeps control of d4, keeps my pawn structure sort of chill. If their knight takes, we have a safe game, or slightly better. I wonder if you could play d4 there anyway. cd, cd. That could be dangerous. I'm going to go with the pawn takes. I was concerned about knight takes d4, cd, cd, threatening d5, because my knight goes away from controlling d5. Yeah, Blobix, even after the game, man, when I looked at it with the engine, I couldn't even comprehend why I was winning, you know? Like, I didn't know I was winning. The computer says I'm +5. I just didn't even see combinations. I just thought it was the best move on general. You know, I thought what I did was the best. based on general considerations. I didn't even understand. Karpovian tactics with the queen sacrifice. I did not see it. Maybe I would have found it, you know, had I got to that position, but it was really like, I thought you just unnecessarily sacked the exchange. But the computer says you're lost already, so it was probably a really good decision in retrospect. So here, maybe I don't have to play e4. I might be just winning a pawn, though. I mean, e4, knight h4, knight takes d4, knight takes d4. I'm hallucinating again. Okay, well, anyway, e4, knight h4. Or other options. I mean, d5 is like not really necessary. We're better strategically is an Isolani here on d4. Our pawn center is fairly strong. But I think we need to castle. But again, it's like so locked. It's just unpleasant to play. No tactics. It's like a wrestling match or something when it's so locked all the time. If I play locked positions, I like to have time to really plan long-term strategy. But in Blitz, it's like you're just kind of randomly choosing moves. It seems like sort of silly. I like open positions for Blitz. So the king's in the attack, the French, things like the London system, closed Sicilian. This sort of stuff is just a drag when it's quick chess. White's position remains solid despite the very strange knight c2. Well, that actually enabled this plan. So he's still solid here. I think he's okay. I slightly prefer black. I wish I could play like d5 and f4, but how to execute that? You know, he's got the bishop. Bishop's controlling f4. I just like put it there. I literally clicked on it and it went there. That was kind of funny. Alright. Blobixian exchange sacrifices. Started calculating ridiculous variations. Knight g6, rook f6, queen h5 loses a piece for white. So he can't do that. Maybe bishop f4 is a mistake. How serious is unclear. Maybe not that big a deal. Could always put it back. Could play bishop c1. Nothing I can do. Bishop e3. Okay, bishop e3 gives me the lever f4. That's very strong, actually. This is one of the main things that like Dvoretsky emphasized. If you play f3, it's game over. I mean, if the bishop has to go to h1, if that ever happens, it's basically game over. Wow, he really gets enough for that. That's crazy. I guess I could play f3. Even here. f3, knight takes f8, obviously. Pawn takes g2, knight e6. Funny, like taking on e3, he takes on f8. I could take on f2. Is that enough? This is a really tough decision. I know, wiki poo. But I mean, apparently, Blobix, like the line that I played isn't really dangerous. I've been playing that for years. The engine said you're not even worse in that line. Damn, his bishop takes e4. Wait, has enough material here. How does that even happen? At least it's more tactical now. Wikipoo. Wikipedia. You guys are up next. Well, I'm basically following a friend of mine. We had some games in the 90s where he played, well, he had some games. Sometimes I'm like I'm a chess voyeur. So basically I see other people play things, then I steal it. I use their ideas that I saw. So an old friend of mine had played that type of line successfully years ago, and I always sort of appreciated what he did. Not being an e4 player full time. Plagiarism, exactly. It's a Magnus Carlsen thing. Magnus doesn't have time. He doesn't have time to come up with his own theoretical ideas. Okay, he's got people working on openings for him, actually. This is a passive move, but I feel like I like opening the C file, maybe. Somewhere to go. Feels like black is a little bit better. I have a bishop and knight for rook and pawn. Technically a tiny advantage. Feels like it too. This should be a very significant mistake that maybe pushes him over the edge from slightly worse to clearly worse or lost. Two bishops for a rook, very serious material imbalance. Why don't I just put my bishop on d7 there? Actually. It's a good question. I mean, if he doesn't trade on d5, he's only slightly worse, I think. Lost because of time. The engine as it is 0.9 better for black. It's I'm a little surprised it's even that high. But when I played f4, I thought I was winning. So this is interesting. He does this. I must have a better move here. So the computer goes for f3. I didn't choose this line because I thought white would play bishop h1, I guess. Even knight f8, but this is what I'm talking about. Should have listened to Dvoretsky. If I listened to Dvoretsky, I would have had a bigger advantage, probably. Alright, guys. Let's continue with Baleful. Yeah, you just always go for killing that bishop. I give up, you know, the exchange, theoretically, but you're down a piece in reality. So, I mean, you're not really down a piece, though. Again, it's like, if we cancel this out for a couple pawns or a pawn, it's still the same thing, 2 pieces for a rook. So I didn't think it made a big difference. But that was weird, the way the white played knight c2 back. Astrobate, why did you... You know, by the way, yesterday, in your game against me, there's an actual game that went the exact same, like, first 15 moves or something. Or 12 moves. Did you see that? Astrobate, so you're not the only one crazy enough to play the thing you played against me? But where did the King's Indian come from? Someone's secretly been training Astrobate to play the King's Indian? Well, I don't know, Radagast. I just don't like knight c2. You know, I'm not sure you ever had a good position. I think it's a normal-ish position. I don't think you were better. That's considered to be like the best line for black against the King's Indian attack, probably. But knight c2 can't be right. Astrobate. So, like, we replayed some game that had been played for like 12 moves, and then you just like blundered with c5. It was a very early resignation for you. You know, you probably are losing, but I was kind of surprised you resigned right away. You're only losing a pawn. Your position is sort of strategically lost, but I didn't think you would give up, you know. Thought maybe you just like left the game or something. I was surprised it was over. Alright. Not my best simul yesterday. Maybe the heat is getting to me. We need some excuses. Can you send me some? Guys, new week. Don't forget. Gift subs. Cheers. Gotta get a cheer in there for the week. Okay, this is tough. G6, getting the bishop. That's a queen. Sorry, I'm not used to queens being fianchettoed. H4. Baleful. I have trouble in the opening in chess 960. Everybody hears me say this all the time, but it's true. You and Troll should get together for a meeting of the minds on chess 960 openings. I feel like I'm already lost. It's like move 2. Nothing feels right here. It's so easy to drift into a horrible position in just a few moves. My queen is buried. Bishop is bad at e1. See, I was thinking about the same thing, but it seems kind of artificial. So I elected not to do that. Got my betting line. At the time I say elected. Oh my god. See how bad a move it is? He won the exchange. Alright, whatever. We sacrificed an exchange. To resolve my castling problem. Interesting concept about pawn structure seeming more important. I never thought of that. I don't know. I'll think about it. Coordination is obviously important. I think I need to do some tactics puzzles to wake up. Stonewall. slightly unsound version of the stone wall for black when I'm down the exchange with my king in the middle of the board. It's chess 960. It's funny, I just thought, like, his very move, you know, was tempting bishop e4. But the funny thing was, like, mine had no threat because the knight was still on g8. That's why I was sort of sleeping here. My knight on g1 has already moved. Mine wasn't a threat, but his was a threat when he plays bishop e5. Knight d2 was a stupid idea. Alright. Well, alright. My bishop's proudly developed to f2 now. I would have taken that immediately, not to allow me to have the right to castle. It may seem like a minor thing, but I think you're going to find that it's still a big deal. You should definitely take on d1 while I had to take with the king. I might be benefiting by the fact that I can still take the bishop out and castle, connecting my other rook. Black's playing really well. Okay, his normal rating distribution, a lot of people are going to be around like 200 to 300 points lower in chess 960. That's pretty typical. So if you're 1700 in chess 960, you're probably around 2000 in regular chess. My own rating is like 200 or 300 points lower. But it is weird looking at the rating and thinking, oh man, 1693, he's not that high rated of a player. But this is chess 960, you know? The ratings are not the same. It's a concession. It's a second concession. He failed to take on d1 with my king taking, and now he gives up his bishop for a knight. Maybe not such a big deal, but my bishops could be worth something here. The white squares, queen h3, speaking of queen h3, he could trade queens there practically by force. The last thing I want to do is trade queens down the exchange. I'm basically lost. I'm not going to make any claims otherwise. I'm just down the exchange for nothing here. It's a lost position. From the moment when he played bishop e2, that's a lost position. Materially lost. So, a clear exchange should basically win the game in most cases. Queen h1. No, that's the worst, when your queens are on... Actually, knights on the corner are worse than the queen. Queen is the biggest problem in chess 960, getting it out, though. Yes, f6. He is playing this well now, positionally. Maybe I can win on time. The Stonewall, I keep feeling like I'm playing the Stonewall attack. It's a good move. f5. f5, f5. It's probably as good a try as anything. My last chance is my pawn majority, 3 against 2. Though this creates some holes, it also creates some chances for my other bishop, My two bishops could really start to work here. My king is still in the center, though. I need to play bishop e2 and castle. Bishop c2 and castle. Maybe a queen f4 style idea. Black's still okay. Bishops look scary. But again, there's the need to develop. The need to develop. I think he had actually e5 there. Cool. The cold-blooded e5 would have been okay. Maybe it feels like you're pinning yourself and giving me a protected pass pawn. I just didn't see anything clear for white. So this is current position. We take out this pawn. We have two connected pass pawns on the outside now. And this king is kind of open. It's obviously getting a little precarious here. We can win a piece with bishop takes and g5. But even if I win a piece, it's still just two pieces for a rook, and my king is not developed. That's a nice little trick. Knight e4. So you have perpetual. So we're going to find out. It's perpetual. God damn. I almost got mated with queen d3. That was one millisecond left on the clock when I didn't get mated. It's ridiculous. There's nothing I can do, right? I mean, it's just forced. Forced draw at that point when I allowed this. I have seconds left and I didn't know what to do, and I'm in check. What are you going to do? There's nothing I can do, right? This has to be a draw. How can I be winning here? He's actually mating me. Oh, crap. Oh, he had queen d3 right away. What? Oh, that's sick. He has a mate immediately. Queen d3, king b3, queen b5, and I just thought I could go here. Oh, I didn't see this. Okay, I didn't see it. Yeah, he has A5. Oof. Yeah, I just assumed, oh, I take on C3, it's not mate, you know, I'm okay. Wow. So it's actually a blunder to play knight e4. I didn't see the big deal with queen g4 check. Queen g8 check, rook d8. Well, we're in this position a minute ago. That's not the point. I have to play like some blocking move, and I'm winning. Yep. All right. Weird game. Chess 960. So Wikipu. Bala Mukilan. Please challenge me to non-rated. Can you change your challenge to a non-rated game? Casual, they call it. Yeah, I mean, I'm terrible panicking with 2 seconds and stuff. Wikipedia. Alright, e4. This is my move now. So, I like the open Sicilian. Well, I don't have a choice. I have to play this. What does he do? Ah. Okay. I've played knight b5. g3 is a move. Knight takes c6 is the main line, but I don't really like that. And that's about all you've got. Bishop e3 isn't good here. You don't have a lot of choices with white. It's either knight b5, g3 maybe, although it doesn't have a great reputation in this position, or knight b5. I mean, I'm going to play what I know best. This is the only move I've ever really played here. So we'll play, this is standard. Standard variation. And black can take back either way there, with the pawn or with the piece. I don't think I've ever had a tournament game in this. Remember years ago there was like a New in Chess yearbook survey. What's this? I want to play Queen d2. But the point is Queen e7 check. You know, and that's a problem. So I have to play f3 by default. But it may not be that big a deal. I mean, I have a dark square bishop. I don't think that the dark square weaknesses is gonna be that big a problem. He seems to have prepared this specific variation. This is a good line to play for a draw against a stronger player, I would say, with black. Very, very solid. I'm out of book. I never play e4 much, and this variation I've never faced with bishop g4. But I think you can see that, like, obviously f3 is the only move. Anything else would be like ridiculous. I mean, you could play bishop e2, I guess. But it feels strange to waste the tempo and trade off your own bishop pair. Okay, let's see what's up. So castles. I mean, he could try something crazy like casting queenside, but I don't think that's the nature of this position. Black wants to, like, take out my bishop pair eventually. I wonder about king h1, g4. King h1, knight h5, g4. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Knight h5, g4. It's like a Nimzo. It feels a little like a Nimzo. Okay, I'm not going to cling to the bishop pair here, so likely opposite-colored bishops are going to be important. Bishop e3. Dropping a fork. Did you see my fork? Have you seen my fork anywhere? Maybe my fork doesn't work. Strange hallucinations again. Wikipu has the he has the, like, the bullet chess pace. Another Karpovian position. White has the most infinitesimal advantage here. It's a key square. Okay, now you're like getting out of line. You have to play g3. Stay in line. But I can afford this. We have a lot of pieces to protect the area around my king. These squares are all covered vitally. Dark squares are not his domain in this position. The dark squares are my domain, because he doesn't have a dark square bishop, of course. Black is in trouble. Guys, thanks for joining the stream. Please subscribe and support the stream if you can. New week ahead of us. Who will be the cheer number 1? Gift subber number 1. Bishop h3. Okay, so he's sort of desperate. We're going to take that. Black is lost. Berenson showed up. Berenson's got the, we never see this one very much, the 8-month subscriber badge that he helped to orchestrate, by the way. Alright, I'm going to take more material. This is greedy. Blavik just donated 1,000 for my awesome Sveshnikov game. Nah. Blavik, why so generous? How much material do I have here? Guys, thank you for the donations. Much appreciated. We win a piece. No, we don't. Yes, we do. It's funny. Funny ending to a weird game. But Wikipoo, like, not playing this position, like, the way he should, you know. He's playing a kind of technical variation that's good for a draw if you're careful. But he wanted to play like aggressively and attack in this sort of dry draw variation. You need to just kind of tone it down. Alright, Blobix, thank you for the donation. Berenson chess with 100. Thank you guys. Berenson starts it off and Blobix throws in 1,000. It's a good week. Blobby in the lead with 1,000 bits. See how long that holds up. Berenson with 100 again. Thank you for the sub badges. Wikipoo playing too quick. Alright. I thought I had another challenge, guys. We've still got time. Sarek, father of Spock. But, Sarek, make it unrated. Make it so. Mr. Coffee's not even here for the Star Trek references. Make it so. Oh, we got challenges. Alright, so Berenson and Moorhead magically 2 challengers appear. Berenson is a subscriber. I've got allergies or something. My eyes are all itchy. Seasonal allergies are fun. Alright. Berenson Knight. KT. Tomorrow night we're going to do the Panda Blitz Arena. Blitz Swiss. But listen, you know, if I get a lot of complaints about the Blitz Swiss that we never like, Cormoran was mentioning that he likes arenas. I want to get some feedback from people regarding Tuesday's, you know, I don't know what to call it now. I used to call them arenas. Tuesday's tournament event. If a lot of people want to keep a mix of arenas regularly, let me know, because I don't really know what you guys prefer. I was kind of getting into the Swiss. So knight f3 necessary here to stop takes on g2. Tomorrow night, Tuesday. I normally don't know what to do now. Unusual position, the early d5. Scandinavian maestro. I really don't know about this. I tried to play according to principles. I guess 95 now. He could also take with the queen. Magnus did that in a similar position with the idea of coming over here. Maybe it's still better here. Queen d5, knight c3, queen h5, threatening bishop takes f3. Do you have any reasons why you can't take with the queen there? This is a big fat tempo. Of course, c4 is possible as well. He could also give me his white squared bishop, but I don't trust that particularly. Berenson quick. Quick, the 3+2 arena. I might try again this week, but we will get to Jim's game. We're still taking game submissions for Thursday nights. Maybe we'll do a little bit less. I've got Jim Move 11 and Blobix for this week's Thursday night subscriber stream. Bishop b7. So I don't really know how to continue from here. There's this like ultra boring move. Boring chess. Supports 94. Bishop g5 felt more aggressive. I mean, I'd really like to get in d5. If you play d5, you bust the Scandinavian or the Caracan or whatever it is. But it looks empty. Nothing there. So I was thinking bishop g5, which would technically like threaten d5. But he could always just play bishop e7. Maybe it's not a big deal. We'll see after the game. Masturbate, what do you prefer? Blitz, Swiss, or Arena? Cormoran claims I'll always win if it's Swiss, but I was just lucky last week. I had like a forfeit win and another like 4-move blunder, thanks to Morales. So if you guys are going to help me out, I will win the tournament, but h6. The Scandinavian mystery bishop, is it a good thing? It's a very strange Scandinavian. You like the Rapid Swiss? It's actually a Blitz this week. But you're voting for Swiss. Provolone. Provolone. Oh man, I had this game this week. Who was it against? No, it was just a random game. I missed an awesome mate in one of my games. I want to sack a piece here. I'm going to sack my queen. No. How can I bust black? There's just no way to bust black here. Maybe bishop d2, bishop c3. I'm threatening d5 now. He should castle. I don't know why he's playing this game about castling. Obviously, you should castle kingside. He must want to castle secretly queenside really bad or something. So he's trying to make it, like, make the agenda fit. He's trying to find some way to not castle kingside, but you're going against the grain of the thing. Naturally, castling kingside is normal in this position. Other move queen e7, but it's dangerous looking. Okay, I could play d5. Takes, knight takes d6. That's a bit of a problem. Queen e7, Okay, now he's just like slightly worse in a tactical position. This is a safe decision. Safe play. Very Caro Khan-like situation. Caro Khan and the Scandinavian are close relatives. Strangely. But they're white square pawn structure openings. This structure. Usually c6 in the Scandinavian as well. Astrobate, how was your trip? Are you back home now? I have a friend of mine, he was at the Fremont Street Experience the other day. Have you been down there? Everything was fully functional. It looked fully functional. Trading pieces is my job. Very practical play by black. He's back. Yup. I gotta be careful here. Maybe I ought to just retreat my queen. Guard the bishop with the queen. Karpovian play today on display. If I may be so bold. At least stylistically, not with the Karpov accuracy, but in spirit, we're trying to play like Karpov. Very safe e4 games. Karpov is probably my biggest influence in terms of I play with e4 amongst the modern grandmasters. I try to aim for something like Karpov, Michael Adams style e4 game. A little out of date. That used to be modern. Queen f6. Aggressive. Into the diagonal. What about your pawn? If I take and play queen b3, I'm not really threatening anything. That's pretty irritating. Yeah, Berenson is playing excellently. He's keeping the tension. No real concessions of any sort. At least not consistently serious ones. Now I'm making a concession. This is really inconsistent play by me, letting him double my pawns. But it's not such a bad structure. And it's very likely I could actually undouble my pawn. My pawns, plural. Very possible. But even if not, he's got a lot of weaknesses in this position. Even more so than me. Dude, his patient play, though. Insanely patient. Got me playing random moves now. I'm really impressed by Black's play in this game. Taking a bad opening that looks shaky and just turning it into something super solid. Now he's even gotten threats for me. Wow. I don't know that I have an advantage at all. We're gonna need some tactics. Very aggressive move by my opponent here. Did I miss something? No. Did you miss something? Maybe. I'm like falling asleep here. Wow. Is he ever gonna make a mistake? I guess not. That wasn't necessarily the only move he had there. Finally, I think he could have taken on c4. It was sort of a bluff when I played rook d3. He's moving quick, but a little too quick now. You really held it together forever without a blunder, but on rook d3, I'm slightly better. He just missed it. I mean, it just looks like there'd be something for me. It's basically just a bluff. I don't have anything here. I certainly didn't see d5. I'm not sure. But you played great. An interesting game. I mean, there's no opening like this. This is like, doesn't even exist, theoretically. E takes d5. Bishop takes d5. There's one game with Hikaru from 2009. Computer says c4, but I like this better. So you played more actively than Hikaru. Played bishop e7. But maybe that's safer. He actually won. But I mean, white's got to be better here. This is just slightly better for white. a5 was a great move to play for bishop e4. Trade that off. If I play a3, then you play a4. White just has a very small advantage here. Good game, man. So we had some other challenges. I think I lost somebody. Guys, we still have half an hour left. Yeah, other than the internet, we're on the 13th century in Hungary. Is there anything that you missed? The American way of life? Oh, no. Let's see. Donald Trump. Nationwide rioting. A corrupt, broken healthcare system. Well, we have one of those here, too, but it's not the same. Anything that I miss? Of course. Well, no, I mean, I grew up on the ocean. I mean, I grew up near the coast my whole life, Blobik, so the thing that I miss the most is living near the ocean, or at least, like, within driving distance of the ocean. For me, that's the biggest thing. That's hard for me, so being, like, in a landlocked country like Hungary is weird in that respect. Hungary's a great place, you know. Don't listen to a problem at all. The internet is better here too. They don't like purposely slow down your internet. They haven't maybe figured that out yet, you know, to be corrupt in that way. I think they might be slowly catching on. But no, my internet is better. Yeah, I like the European way of life a little bit better. But I miss home. I miss the United States. I would like to go back and forth, but it's very hard logistically. Now I don't have a home in the United States, so it's tricky. Driving at 1 meter depth in Balaton is not the same. Yeah, Balaton is pretty cool. It's good that it's there. I was invited to a tournament next week, actually. Rigo Janos is organizing his tournament in Balaton Lela. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm kind of regretting that I didn't agree to say yes now. But I didn't want to be like a guinea pig for the first tournament to be reorganized in Hungary. But it's so hot here already in my apartment that I'm having very serious thoughts of regret. I could play in an IM tournament, but I don't know if he'll even be able to get the players to hold it. You know, people are still concerned about the pandemic, so triangle, we don't do 3-0. I need at least 5+3 to play a game. Antonio, of course you can challenge again. Barron's in Chess Challenge 300. He said, check out my what? What is that? Barron's, what is the lichess? Is that a game link? Or is that like a team or something? Tell us what it is. The link you dropped in there. Feel free to tell us about it. I hope you beat him. Alright, triangle. Must have 100 games. That's our requirement. Alright. 100 games in casual. Yeah, no, I was really skeptical. You know, like 2 months ago when or a month and a half ago, whenever, when Rigo told me he was going to have this tournament in June, I thought there's no way, you know, but it's very possible. There was a Blitz tournament in Serbia this week that Adalik told me about. So chess is starting to come back here in Europe, In the United States, it's not happening. Not for a long time. They didn't manage the pandemic in the States at all well. So it's unknown when chess will resume in the United States. But in Europe, we can slowly get back to business if we're careful. So again, it's like, yeah, I miss the ocean, but Lake Balaton is nice. Last year I didn't play. I think like 2 or 3 years ago I played. Maybe 2 years ago. It's not really fun for me to play in IM tournaments when I'm one of the IMs and I don't have a motivation. But it would be nice to just get away from the city. Alright, so it's a classical dragon. I've been seeing a lot of people play like Bishop E3 and Castle Queenside lately. It's like a huge trend toward that. Q triangle with an unusual move H3. I played Bishop D7 rather early. This is my move order. I've never really thought much of the classical dragon. It's solid though. I'll even play it occasionally with white. Difficult to win with black. I don't feel it's a danger to black. I don't play the dragon straight up because I don't like the Yugoslav attack. It's probably better for white. The problem with this variation is that white is quite solid here. Difficult to win. To get a sharp position with black. But in general, the king side is safer than with e6. If we're going to play some kind of Bishop e2 classical Sicilian, my king side is much more solid than with a Scheveningen sort of e6. And I like the accelerated dragon anyway, often, so f3. See, this is weird. He's got a lot of dark square weaknesses, generally not played. I could play e5 and d5 now and equalize. Theoretically, it's like a Najdorf. The downside of that would be that I simplify a lot. You know, I'm not sure that's really good. He should not have played h3. But there's just not that much black can do here aggressively. I'm equalizing. Bishop f2 instead of bishop e3. That way there's no fork. Logical. Yeah, you would think like the weakness is there, but not that easy to exploit it. I've got a backward pawn to deal with, so I'm equalizing before I try to play for more. There's no way to avoid this. Equal endgame. So if I was playing a rated game over the board, I probably wouldn't play e5 and d5 because I would be concerned about a draw. But I want to just show you guys what is correct play objectively. This probably equalizes. The diagonal here could open up. White has to be careful of that. So he might want to play c3, and then his queenside majority is kind of passive. White doesn't have an advantage. Like in a c3 Sicilian type of endgame, often white is better here. See, now I play e4 if I want to. It's really equal. I'm not sure if I want to play e4 or not, though. There are some issues with this. If I play a6, I have the a7 pawn to worry about. If I play a6, there's that problem. Maybe b5 would be a nice move to get in. If I could play for a minority attack on the queen side, I could drift into a slightly worse position here. I regret allowing this. Regret. Maybe b6 is the way to play. It's a tempo. Big fat tempo. There's lots of tactics too. Seem to favor white. Awkward. Like, look at the variation: b6, rook fd1, rook d8, bishop h4, f6, rook takes d5, rook takes d5, bishop c4, resigns. That's pretty quick, like, demise for black, honestly. It would be a very quick demise. So I'm not going to get into that. We have to be very careful here. Now it's like he has a queenside majority, I have a kingside majority. Approximately equal. But this d-file thing looked like a major fail. See, now I can sit tight. I gotta watch the f7 square, actually. He just stopped bishop d5. If rook d8, I drop a pawn. Maybe not. Rook d8, bishop h4 again. Bishop c6, bishop c4. King h8. I mean, I can't be having him on the 7th rank. I can probably play king h8 in time, but maybe not. This is just a blunder. I mean, after bishop c4, it looks like I'm in serious trouble. Black has to be very careful not to lose after that move. Bishop d4 is just very slightly better for white. Probably a draw. I don't think we're going to see too many mistakes here at the end of the game. Except for that one. Bishop d4 was too cautious. He's got 989 blitz games. Bullet. Mostly bullet. Doesn't know opening theory. Very good sort of general principles. h3 is totally not a variation. Ironically, you can play for g4, but if you want to do that, you don't want to castle. We basically finally achieved a virtually equal position. White still has a tiny advantage, maybe. Maybe I'm just being pessimistic at this point. Yes, king f2. Excellent move. Competing pawn majorities. Nothing I can do about it. He's like a Hoover. The human vacuum. And force the king and pawn in game. No sense in king f6. This doesn't matter. Guess king position here. It's more important than anything. Almost 100 game, what? He's got 228 blitz, 989. Tricky situation. Masturbate get to a tier 1 sub to no problem at all. Wow. Generous, man. How about A5? No. F4 check. F4 check. King F3, King F5. We get in G4 check. King F3, King D4 also might be winning for black at this point, because he's overextended his pawns. Now G4. Has he overextended his pawns? I actually had the faster majority on the king side. Right. So the problem now, what does he do? He's got A5 there, okay. So A5, for me, C6 takes. I can't calculate this far. Is it a draw? It's got kind of good technique. Not the kind of player you want to play a rated game against in the stream. Not too many people have that kind of endgame technique at this level. I mean, he's playing like F3 there, but his endgame technique is perfect. Wow. Very rare to see good endgame technique here in online chess, especially king and pawn in games. That was extremely well calculated and almost, see, this is almost winning bishop c4, but he played like cautiously and losing his advantage. That's his only mistake until maybe the end game. So it should be a draw. And I thought I was virtually winning here, but I guess it was all just a fantasy. No, this is winning according to the engine. But it's not. So it's not. It's not. It just can't calculate far enough. I was never actually winning. So this is not true. Not yet. Yeah, I mean, I figured king d5, a5, and I had a problem, but I didn't bother to check one more move. King d5, a5, a6, and I win. Oh. So I thought I was like gonna be fancy, and I played a5 first, not thinking that this whole thing would liquidate. Yeah, I just saw king d5, a5, and I thought I had to play a5 before he plays a5, but this wins. King d5, a5, a6, but only a6. Oh, silly little inaccuracy. Alright, I was winning. So I got time for 2 more games. Village Lord, thanks, man. Wait, is that another one of your accounts? Oh no, you just got a tier 1 sub. So you gifted 2 subs. We got 2 gift subs from Masturbate for Barrington, or for Village Lord, no problem at all. I appreciate that, Masturbate, that you donate to people who attend the stream that maybe otherwise wouldn't subscribe or get a subscription. Maybe they can't, you know, afford it. Very generous, man. So Lemonade Master and Alex GH. Yeah, that sucks that I didn't play King D5. I never thought he had time to liquidate everything and get back and stop me, but he totally does. And in fact, he has like more than enough time. It's funny. You know, it's amazing how his king can come all the way over here, take this, and get back. Oh, I'm actually winning here. What? Oh, that's crazy. I'm in the square of the pawn. How does this work? Why am I winning here? G3, so? Oh, wow. So it's just like my pawns stay there by one tempo. Jesus. Never even really seriously considered it. He's got this one, and I have this one and this one. But mine goes down first. So it's like this is winning too. A6, king c7, you know, whatever. Like a7, king b7, 8, queen, king takes, f4, g2, king here, queen. Queen isn't winning. I have to play c4. That's odd. That's odd. Why would a g1 queen not be winning? Take c4, king f2. Oh, so that's important. Okay, c4, f5, c3. Now we can queen. f6, check. So it's by one tempo. King takes, c2, f7. I queen by one square first. Queen check. I didn't have time to calculate that. Intuitively didn't see it. So I had 2 wins that I could have used. Alright, interesting endgame. Very poor. Alright, Lemonade Master is a subscriber now. Guys, these will be our last 2 games for today. Thanks, Asterbait, for the gift subs. We've only played twice. Lemonade Master, that's weird. I thought we had played more. Just the one simul game. That weird simul game. We actually didn't play. I didn't realize that. The weird game last time. Which was really odd. So you're playing the London thing? Is that what happened last time? Well, London's not allowed on my stream. You know that. Well, this stream improved. It started really slow. We didn't have that many viewers. It's a slow weekday, but it was cool. We had some interesting games today. I couldn't calculate that king and pawn game all the way like that. It occurred to me to play g3. If I had a tournament game, I would have found it, of course. So f3, must play d5. So it's a bad Verisov. You must try to tear this diagonal open when they attempt to do an early f3. That's the point. Can I play an endgame here? What is this? I'm supposed to take here? It's the black... It's what? What just happened? Can do that? Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Lemonade Master, you're doing your weird openings again. Just no a5, okay? Don't play a5 against me. I wonder. It's obviously not really good for white. We're up a pawn, and the white king is trapped in the center, so this should be an excellent position for black, no matter what. But I'm not objectively sure what the best way to handle this tension is. Do I want to take on f6 with the g pawn? Do I want to take with the e pawn? Do I want to take on b2? It's very confusing. Extremely confusing. I don't know. I literally have no clue. I'm just like choosing a move at random in this position. How can I possibly know which one of these moves is better? He's like playing this really silly variation with his king on d1. I mean, of course, like after e4, d takes e4, he should play d5. It transposes to some sort of... You're basically playing the Albin reversed. And if you don't play that, maybe like taking on c5. But this is crazy. Here, and even here you can still play like bishop e5 check and take your pawn back on d4. How's that variation? Also okay. But he purposely plays something crazy. I like the mass of pawns. Protect me from the oncoming assault. Blavix would have taken on b2, enabling his development. Yeah, I mean, he's like handicapping himself in a way. I don't know. He's a good enough player that I assume he realizes that this isn't good for white, but he's doing it anyway. Like for fun. But I warned him not to do that when he started doing that in our tournaments. Like beating people down with bad lines on purpose to try to like make himself look good. I don't know. I don't want people to play like bad stuff on purpose, get bad positions, and then try to win. That's something I would do if it was like someone I hated. Or I was on tilt or something. He objectively should be lost here, but he's able to play faster than me even with a lost position. Just very strange. You know that he knows chess better than to play these moves, yet he's playing them anyway. I don't really get what he's trying to prove. It's like he's purposely playing bad moves to a degree. He's just way too strong not to know that those are bad moves. Way too strong. I don't understand what the game is. 2142. You know, you automatically know better than to do that. King d1 and all this. It's like you're drunk or something. Or on drugs. I could see playing like that. If he was like 1700, I would say, okay, he just doesn't know better. But obviously he does know better. Giving me position odds. I wouldn't accept time odds. I don't like getting position odds either. I like to just try to play chess with the best moves. I mean, maybe the simplest is to go into the end game. He's only, what, one pawn down? Now he'll miraculously draw. Maybe f5. I thought he could have kept his bishop on that diagonal. h5 is also a good move now. Yep. No, he's got a nasty threat here. That's a problem. We have a problem. We gotta play bishop g7 before rook c7 happens. Change of plan. The Lemonade Master, I don't understand what your game is. You know, I really don't. What are you trying to prove by like purposely playing weird moves and getting bad positions? You know, it's just fun. You're just having fun. Because I try to be serious, you know. It's hard to teach people if I have others purposely doing the wrong things, setting a bad example. Position odds. I'll barely beat him here after he purposely made like 5 bad moves in the game, at least. If I'm lucky. Now that's going pretty far. Is it based on a tactic? Bishop d4, rook d1, rook c4, king d3, or rook c4, bishop e5 wins a piece. Can you believe that? For real? But I don't know if he's serious or what, you know. Every random move out of the blue. Still alive here. Like he's trolling me. Play a5. Like the worst move on the board. Now it's like finally he's actually lost for the first time, for sure, after this. That's the coldest blooded move. But he's just too good, you know. I don't know what his game is. He's too good to not know all the things he did wrong were wrong, you know. I don't know what to say about that game. I mean, it's just like you're purposely playing bad moves. I don't understand. Okay, Alex. Alex from Romania. We'll see who else is streaming. Video Game Pianist. I should raid him. He raided me earlier, the other day, when the stream is over. Return raid. But Tranquilizer Chess and Marseille, Harley Grass have been streaming a lot. These Romanian grandmasters. Check them out. I just noticed because Alex is from Romania. Thought maybe he's playing the C3 Sicilian 2, which is the opening of Vita Levante, and was promoted by a Hungarian Romanian IM Biro Shandor to a lot of the youth players in Romania over the years. So c3 Sicilian is a little bit of a tradition for these guys. Bishop c4 is main line. Now knight b6. I can also play e6 here. I played that against White Levante once. I've played both, actually. I had this against his sister. This is more to the main line. Bishop e3 is an interesting gambit there. This is standard. Main variation. Me against Sidonia Voida. It was a draw. But this is a very standard variation. Basically, even Vita Levante, I think, has kind of stopped playing this line because it's so well, stopped playing the c3 Sicilians because they're so well studied. A little bit, it's like over-analyzed at this point. Now, maybe even Rook d8 is a move. I can't remember. If that's better than, say, e6 right away. E6 is probably, anyway, the normal move. I play a lot of different lines against the c3 Sicilian. This is just one of them. And the problem that I've had over the years is that because I've played like 6 different systems against c3, I don't know any of them well enough. And that's been a problem. This is still like main line. Probably some form of main line here. Normally Vita Levante will come out with the queen on g4. That's a very normal idea, but this is also probably standard. White's used a whole 8 seconds now for the whole game. It's pretty impressive. He's not trading his white square bishop. Normally that gets exchanged here. I don't care. Are you saving it for later? You can damage my pawn structure. Live for chess. I used to go to lessons by him in the 80s. Oh, you Basman you're talking about. Underappreciated. He sells chess stuff. Rook c1, unusual plan. Usually white is focusing on the king side in these lines. I never met Basman. This is weird though. He's like shifting to the other side on me. That's strange. A6, and he's like beat me to the punch. Weird. Wait, do I have a tactic? Knight takes d4? Bishop d7, of course. Knight d4, bishop d4, queen d4, queen b7. It's equal. So I equalize with this move. It just appeared because he had a rook on d1. I guess I should take equality. I don't get equality though. My b7's hanging, I gotta watch out. Well, it's tricky. I have bishop c5. Should be okay. Strange though. I've never seen anyone move their rook away. The other rook should probably be on d1 actually. He played rook f c1. He played he didn't play rook d1 actually. So he's on bishop e3. Wait, did I miss this? No, just now it's a threat. Yeah, so I mean this is probably like a standard move. Rook a d1 or bishop takes c6. But he plays rook f c1. So black can equalize. But I mean I don't know how I'm gonna win this. It's very drawish. That's the entire problem with this whole variation, by the way. Guys, I gotta go. I don't have time for another game after this. Last one. Well, Basman was probably like me. I started around the same age, 11. Which was good, because I wasn't like a chess a chess nerd with nothing else. As far as activities and stuff, it's good to be balanced. Chess nerds. Alright, take my pawn. Bishop c5. We'll get him. This is hanging, so if you have another suggestion, let me know. a7, help yourself. Dark squares against white squares. Now, we try to turn the tables on white. If I'm not careful, I'll turn the tables on myself here. This... Okay, it's a good move, probably. Does my queen get trapped? It goes to d2. Then you've got... Yeah. Probably get myself trapped. It's not a good move. So we need to think quick. Not so easy. I don't really know what to do. Put my bishop on d4. Trying to get a rook to the 7th. That's not going to happen. He's going to play knight e4 in all variations. Basically, all I can do is this. And, I'm equal. Maybe f5 at some point. It's a double-edged idea. Weaken my king side, but it is my stronger pawn majority, so we should use it aggressively. I'm concerned about the e6 pawn being a target on a white square. And the knight is just... It's just too strong there. I can play king h8 to get off the white squares, or just ignore it and play e5. See what he does here. Black's probably slightly better, but it's not much. Opposite color bishops are sharp, though. It's hard to say I have an advantage, for sure. Dynamic position. Maybe e5, e4 if I can get it. I'm going to do that. Can I get it, though? Not so easy, because of tactics. Got this queen over here on the white squares. So king h8, I was thinking, is an idea. See, this was a surprise. Should... Man, unexpected move. Those pieces look extremely precariously placed. Bishop d4, rook d4, rook c5, queen d5. I guess. I don't know what else to suggest. Queen b4, winning a pawn. I hate to be materialistic. When my queen grabs the pawn, I'm on the bishop. He's got to be careful about that. I grab b2, a2 is hanging. I can come back here and defend the g7 pawn in case he invades. My last game, guys, I gotta go after this. See everybody later. Tomorrow we're hosting a Blitz Swiss. Blitz Swiss. Nah, white may not be lost here. I don't know. He doesn't want to lose a second pawn, though. How does he deal with this? Even with a second pawn, he might have enough activity that it's still not that bad for white. I hate defending. And the knight is not as strong as the bishop on an open board. Why not like a4 for white? WJ Loof, welcome. Just catching the stream. Practicing my 2 increment? No. I haven't practiced anything. I'm equally bad at 2 increment. It feels like we should have some sort of tactics. I have this. on my pawn. Obviously that's gone. But I'm happy to get rid of that. Now we're in a heavy piece endgame. Two pawns up in a heavy piece endgame should be winning. With the bishop and knight, it's a trickier situation. WJ Lou, thank you for the donation as always. Appreciate it. It's a good idea. I'll do that myself. So he saw the mate, unfortunately. Two pawns up should be enough to win, unless I do something stupid. But still, it's never easy. I will trade pieces now. He wants to try to keep it complicated, if he can. Oh, I could trade queens. I can't trade queens, I lose a pawn here. That's awkward. We don't want to be losing a pawn, because one pawn may not be enough to take it down. Things are getting a little risky, but I have this move. Where's my queen? He better not save this somehow. He has h4. He had h4. I mean, there's no defense, right? Like h4, h5. I can't really do anything but h5. The engine found another defense. Okay. Queen d5. So, yeah, I mean, it was weird. The opening is all standard till knight c3. And here I played rook d8, which is the second main move. I had prepared this. You can see it goes back to 2006, another Romanian. Someone named Nispianu played white against Malakov. But you know who he is. This is normal, you know, till here. And then I played, oh, you played queen f3, which is a move. I castled, and then this move. I just never seen this. So this is a mistake. I took, you take, I take, you take. But here I think you can hold. You know, it's like bishop c5, queen f3. It's probably not lost for white. You know, you're just a tiny bit worse. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. The Romanian School of Chess. This piano, great player. Anyway, guys, we will see you later. Thanks, WJ Loof, once again. Maybe we'll raid the video game pianist for his earlier raid of mine. And I will see you guys later tomorrow night. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks from the pond to myself. Hey, guys. Let's listen to some music. Bye-bye. here, dude. Photo chest. Anna Anna Cranley? Oh, please, dude.